It's saying live streaming isn't available right now. So what happens when you? Okay, I think YouTube has some issues there. But I believe we're online now. Can you see it on the stream?
Let me let me refresh my screen.
I think we're on. I'm seeing some concurrent viewers, so I believe we're live. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to a stream, this Thursday stream here, and I just wanted to say thank you everybody for joining. And today we are joined by a guest here. I've got William Con Deep with us today, and
Hello,
so
everyone.
say hi everybody. And yeah, so Con William Deep, why don't you say a little something to the people who tuned in just to listen to you?
Well, thanks for having me, TBone. First of all, it's an honor. We all love this game, and I always just try to do my small part to be uh, a helpful hand in the community.
Okay, yes, and definitely there are things that you do that are very helpful, and so just wanted to say thanks for all you do as well. And it's fun for me. It's actually a great thing for me to actually just be involved and you know kind of help people raise awareness on like where they can also get help from. And so man, this is just weird. Like I'm not seeing the chat box. So I've been having issues lately with the chat box on the streams. So apologies, guys. I do have it on, but it's just not showing up. But anyways,
Yeah, the chat is there. It's just not showing up.
I know it's not showing up on my screen. I was fiddling with it. I don't think I did anything bad. Yeah, everything should be okay. Like last time, what happened was it just took forever for it to show up, and everything just kind of like it got queued up or something. In any case, so yes, let's talk about the event. Okay, so the main reason why I wanted to do this particular stream is because I kind of want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to just kind of have a little bit chat about the event itself. And this is the second time now we're running this crusade event that is an updated version of this crusade where we're going through the 8 different crusade levels, and we have these guild bosses. And I wanted to kind of get your take on the volume. Seems really quiet. Are you talking about my volume? So for the people that are listening on the stream right now, is my volume really quiet coming through? Because I thought I've actually boosted my volume. How is this? The mic is a little bit closer to me now. Is this better, or is this still really quiet? Volume is fine. Okay. So I think for some it's okay, and for some it's a little bit quiet. So okay. Thank you guys. All right. So the changes to the commentary event actually has been very jarring, I think, for a lot of people. And I will be honest with my personal opinion here. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to show you what it's like for me without an event team. So I'm actually not even bothering with, I'm not bothering with the Corellium. I'm just going to try and hit the diamond. All right. And this is the team that I'm working with. So I actually have the Wave Warriors team, and I have 2 teams I'm going to try. So I'm going to try this one first. So this is what I was going with, and I'm just using Steadfast Scarecrow. And the other team that I have that I'm using is basically 2 Tin Men, and I got the Steadfast Scarecrow. These are the only cards I have from this event. And then I threw in my Metharn Project because that's what I had. All right. Neither of them are really that great of an option, but I'm going to go in and do a 3 key attack. So there is a big difference between this particular event and the previous light commander event. I'm not sure if you guys realize this, but last time when we first did this, there was a bug there where when you exchanged your key gift, you didn't actually get keys from it. Instead, you got the actual key gift again. So basically, people got them, and then you can trade them, and then the number of keys that you could accrue just kept growing. And so there was a lot of people that were able to get a lot of guild keys, and because of that, it really wasn't an issue, farming for items, and you basically give a key gift, and it was, available to everybody. This event, however, I think because they've addressed the issue, the number of keys for a lot of people seem to be a lot lower, and so it's a lot harder to hit. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but it feels like the bosses hit much harder this time around. So it was definitely something I noticed, and I wasn't sure, how you guys feel about it. So Con William Deep, how do you, what are your thoughts about, this particular commander change, and also just like your take on the change itself in general? Like, how do you like this particular change?
Well, um, there are parts that I like, obviously. I really enjoyed the last event, but I knew that I enjoyed it because I had the event team and because we had unlimited keys. And I knew that wasn't going to be the case every single event. So I was trying not to judge it until I see it a few more times. Um, Now, this event, we actually kind of expected this event to be completely different. I would say in the opposite way because it's the start of the season. So not everybody has keys. I mean, coins to craft the cards that we need. So right off the bat, we knew that there were going to be less people with the event ultimate form, which would mean that there's less companions that we can take, and the keys were going to be scarce. So I'm not. I don't want to form an opinion yet on it. There are things that I already knew, I already know now that we can improve to make it better. But I don't think it's fair to judge it yet either until we see it a few more times.
Okay, I think that's fair. You wanted to, I think the most important thing here is not none of us have the coins, and so
Exactly.
we can't force the team, and so it's a lot more difficult for those of us who aren't, big spenders, to be able to get the team at the beginning of a season. And it so happens
Correct.
that, at the beginning of the season is a commander event, and that is that will make it more difficult. Whereas if you had the coins like we did last time in the light commander event, which was opposite, we had all the coins saved up, so it was easier, right? So
Exactly. I mean,
okay,
I think that the next commander event, which will be the Earth commander event, and also for the Fire commander event, more people are going to be able to craft the ultimate form.
mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be more enjoyable for a lot more people then.
Right.
We also have the problem that the last commander team, the light commander team, was an amazing team that would make power gems on its own. So you didn't really need anything else. All you needed was the team, and you were all set.
Right.
This team is not like that. This team it needs a little bit of an outside help to be effective.
Mm-hmm. And so
I think
your thoughts are this team is not as good as the previous like commander team. And so for the people in the chat, what do you guys how do you guys feel about the team? Do you, for those of you who have it, do you enjoy it? Do you like it? What's your thoughts? Like, I've seen it in action, and I was kind of showing how this works a little bit. So what's nice is that the support card and I believe the ultra rare card both have a 1 turn cooldown. And so the nice thing about it is that you could use it every single turn. You could really sort of have a constant flow of power gems, but it's definitely not as easy to use. And I think that depending on how you play with it, it could work really well in some situations. I actually wanted to show how I played with it in a wave level, just kind of show you what it's like. But just wanted to see what you guys think. And it's too bad that the chat box isn't showing through. Let me try and change the properties a little bit. Maybe if I just made it like this. Okay, here you go. I just needed to change. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I think it just popped up now. So Prozac, you actually do like the team, and we've got Mudpig. Let's see. So who is Con William Deep? So Con William Deep. Okay, I think I should have explained a little bit more. So Con William Deep is a fellow community member, a player, a longtime player in the game, and he actually has been around for a while, and he's really active in the chats as well in the network app. But beyond that, he also has his own. He's got his own Discord server, and actually, it's a probably good time for me to showcase here. So you're not going to be able to see it too clearly here. Let me maybe just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, maybe just a little bit bigger here. And so this is his Discord chat, and I'm on here right now, and he basically creates a channel for every event. So here is his end of the road event. Talks about the rewards, talks about the tiers, and talks about the cards as well. So just like how I do the weekly event previews, he also goes through and he does this for every single event. And so there are people that are this I think started with his skill. Actually, why don't you talk more about your Discord server and let people know a little bit about what it is that you do?
Sure. When I started my Discord before the network app existed. When I first started, it was just for a way to share screenshots and pictures with my guildmates because we didn't have that before. But even after the network app was made, it had a lot of glitches and it would slow down the game. It was really bad at the beginning. So I decided to expand on it a little bit more, make it more of a guide for my teammates, guildmates, or anybody that wanted to get into the game. So that was the original intent. After that, now we use it to coordinate, send alerts when we have a frenzy or when we have a some kind of rare spawn that we want to share, or we want to send rallies to people. I also use it to communicate with my council, um, and also for players that don't have the network app for some reasons or others. We can communicate with them through that. Um, like like TBone said, I do an event preview for every single event, and I have since I can't remember the last one, but they're all there. So it also serves as an archive um, that I can use to remind myself of some heroes and their skills, um, and also just to look at their art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, so there's like there's a lot of sections here. So this particular server, there's a lot of channels that's been created here. You can see all the past events are in here, so it's a really good repository of just information as well. So instead of a video format, this is a place that's stored as well, so you can always go back and you can take a look and you can chat. So I think that this is a good repository for information as well. And there was somebody who was saying that is new to the game, and I think Christopher Chase, you're asking how you can learn more about the game. Well, here's one place that you can go to. One is on the network app. I have a channel. I have a chat channel as well. So a lot of people that are on this stream right now are also in there, as well as you can show. I just showcased Con William Deep's Discord server. There are other Discord servers as well that cover this information. So you can kind of do a search for it, and Con William Deep, if you wanted to share the link to your server, feel free to do so as well in the chat. And so yeah, so I invited him so that we can have a kind of a conversation about this, and just kind of thought that hey, it'd be kind of fun to do something a little bit different. I don't have the team this time, so I can't really show the team, but there is something I wanted to wanted to show, because I think some people have said hey, the team is actually really strong, right? And so Brenton's Toys and Cars is the team is nice and decent mechanic. Once verse is pretty fun, just the cooldown on the Master Collection card is too long. So I tend to agree, the cooldown is pretty long here. But if you pair it with the Wave Mothers, it actually works kind of nice. And so let me see if I can find one in my ally. And did I skip? Oh, here it is. So I can. So I'm gonna talk about sort of like firstly what is uh, the key skill of the ultimate form or the Master Collection card, which is Dorothy, and that is depending on the number of power gems you have on the board at the time that you activate the skill. The very next turn, you're going to have that many as well. The turn afterwards. So when you pair it with a team like the Wave Mothers, it works really well, and I'll show you how it works. So basically, it gives you this paired with this team, you can have 3 waves of basically a full board of power gems. And so this is how I've been getting through the diamonds. It kind of I kind of have a hard time once I get through the Corellian bosses. I can kind of manage the first few levels, but it definitely is harder. But bringing in a card as an ally, I wanted to show you. I might actually end up taking out the full team here, but let's see, because I can always bring it to the Corellian, and we can see how well we do. It's just because I feel like the difficulty level between the Diamond and the Corellian bosses are actually kind of big. Like the difference is kind of big. So like this one, it feels like it's actually really easy. But I wanted to see if maybe I can do this, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get things started off here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now activate all of this. It's just that the problem is if I take out the boss here, I might end up taking the boss next turn too. Because what happens with this particular team is that with Wave Mothers and basically K-pop and all of these decks, there's always the passive ability to spawn power gems. And so here, I have basically passively spawned almost a full board of gems, and I can activate my Scarecrow to get a full power gem, to get a full board. Now I can activate my ultimate form, and then the very next turn after this, I will get a full board again. So I'm gonna do this and see if I end up taking the boss. If I do, then I'll just go back to Corellium. I'll be able to show you for sure what happens there. This will probably take it out because I think, yeah, so that's going to take it out. So we're going to go back and we're going to try against the Corellian boss this time. So basically, like, with this particular set, like, I don't have the team at all, but I found that this worked okay. It definitely works really well in Diamonds, but when it comes to Corellium, given that I don't really have the event team, it makes it a little bit tougher. But let's go and try this. Oh, wow. We're going to be going up against a solo boss. So I'm not sure I'll be able to even take this out because I wasn't even able to. How much could I do? 30 trillion. I don't think I can actually take this out in with the keys I have remaining. So that's unfortunate. But I wanted to sort of like show how you could use the Master Collection card or the Ultimate Form. Basically, you want to try and fill out the board, and then you would then activate it. But you want to stagger it because if you have multiple copies and you already got a full board of gems, you only want to activate one at a time, but you want to activate one after another so you can always have a full board of power gem too. So it's actually okay. Now, how are you guys doing, Con William Deep, in your guild? Like, talk to me about your strategy for guild bosses.
Well, right now what we're doing is basically just stacking the diamond boss because we so far we only have, I believe, 2 players that have the event team on my guild. So we're just stacking diamond bosses, and if more of us get the teams, then we're probably gonna start stacking the Corellium ones. And then on the last couple of days, we're just gonna dedicate ourselves to take out the guild bosses.
Okay.
So for now, that's what we're doing. We're doing mostly solo bosses. We're doing a few of the guild bosses to get them all the way to 300. Um, but unlike the last event where we were already at 300 by now, and we were just attacking the Corellian bosses nonstop. This time we have to approach it a little bit different
Okay.
than last time.
So you mentioned snacking for the benefit of those who are listening and who may not be familiar with that phrase. Would you mind explaining a little bit what you mean by stacking the bosses?
Well, on during this commander event, it's very easy. All you have to do is just kill all all the regions, go through all the region levels, and you'll collect more and more um, guild bosses. And since they have I think it's a 6 hour timer, you really don't have to do anything else. They'll just accumulate, and every 6 hours, one's going to expire and the next one's going to be up. But you're not going to lose a lot of them, and you're going to be able to stack more than what you'll lose. During a Slayer event is different, or when we had Commander events before, it was different, and stacking would require a lot more coordination than it does now.
Okay. So yeah, because the way it works is you don't have to worry about the bosses timing out, and you can just focus on your solo bosses, and you'll be able to get your bosses generated. So that's what you guys are doing as a guild. One thing that I think we can talk about as well. I'm not doing very well in this fight here. So I'm just gonna quit out. That was my attempt at the guild boss there. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to figure out a different team. Like I don't think this is the right setup. I still think that I'm gonna have to go in with this team. I think that's gonna work a little bit better. The only problem is I don't have the spell for blind. Well, one thing that I can talk about for the strategy that we kind of were using is that if we're at 300 now, but like if you go and you attack the lowest level bosses, uh, all the boss levels will increase at the same time. So like after this one 283, once it's done, then it's gonna come back and it'll spawn at level 300. You can save a lot of the keys by pushing on the guild boss levels at the very low level bosses. Like go through your commons, your irons and bronze and whatnot, and then you can easily push your team up to 300 for the maximum amount of points. And at that point, then you can decide, are you a Corellium guild boss guild, or a diamond or platinum, etc. So that's something I also noticed, so I thought it'd be good to share that as well. So let's see comments in the chat here. So we got Jeffrey L, multiple MC stacks, staggers skills for ultimate form and master collections. Yeah, so basically having multiple master collections will help you get basically a lot of gems every turn. And so let's see. So Enrique, so right now, not looking at like other people's decks per se. I just kind of wanted to talk about the event and also kind of give some tips and also like kind of listen to your feedback as well. So we've got people that are saying like diamonds feels like a good sweet spot for the guild. And so right now, William DB said like diamonds is for you, but you expect that you might be able to get to Corellium later. Is that correct?
If we get enough people with the event team, then yeah, we could probably do Corellium. But
Okay.
right now, I think Diamond is going to be or where we're going to concentrate our efforts.
Cool.
At least I know that Diamond is the most that I can do right now. I can do Corellium if I have a companion UF. I'm already up to I think 15 on Corellium.
Okay.
And I could probably go higher. I just basically stopped at 15 because I decided to just concentrate on Diamond.
I see. Okay. Yeah, so I think it feels like Diamond is probably where I'm at right now until I hit solo bosses. Like I think this is basically like stretching my abilities at this point. And I just want to say thanks for the subscription, Jester Stick. Thank you very much for the sub. All right, so like I think there was a question on how far up does it go up in Crusade. So I believe, what is it? The actual there's a cap on the wave level, but then there's no cap on the solo boss level. I think that's my understanding. Was it 150 for the wave level for like the dungeon levels? And then after that, your solo boss levels though will continue to go up. I think to 300 or even higher. I can't remember, but I think the 150, as Prozac said, is the number I said as well. So Angel, are you currently at 17? And you think that the community events are a joke now? So there's definitely people that will feel like it's not as good as before. And for those of you who dislike the event right now, what are your thoughts? Like, what are the things that you think is? Oh no, I went in the wrong team. What are the things that you feel are bad about this this format particularly? And for you, Colin William Deep, in for your guild, how has your guild, overall perceived or received this change to commanders?
On the last event, I mean, most of us really kind of knew that something wasn't right. That there wasn't something was just not well with the event. We could see the flaws of it. It would be better if we had universal guild boss keys that would do a lot to improve um, the participation of the guild. Um, if we had shorter cooldowns on the companions, that would help a lot
Mm-hmm.
too. Um, but I think even though most of us enjoyed the last event, we weren't really happy with the changes, or we weren't upset about him, but we were not willing to proclaim them as the next, next greatest thing.
Okay,
We were a little reserved to give an opinion on it.
I see.
And now on this event, I think most of us or a lot of us are, we're kind of frustrated with the lack of keys. Um, we also had on the last event, I don't know if you remember, but there was a lot of lag using the team, and there was a lot of wasted keys trying to do attacks.
Mm-hmm.
We really haven't seen that this event, so I think it is an improvement. I think there was something wrong with the last event team that was causing the those issues.
Yeah. It's funny you saying lag. As I'm playing through right now, I feel like it's not as smooth as it could be. Like it could just be because my phone is heating up, but you can sort of notice that it is definitely slowing down a little bit on my end here, which I didn't play as hard last time. But I definitely heard about it from the previous event. But as you can see here, I'm struggling. I'm struggling a little bit on the diamond in that I can't really. I mean, I could probably do it if I weren't playing live, but diamond is probably as high as I can go for like as far as expectations goes as well. And it sounds like there's quite a few people in the same boat. And so, Michael Thomas, welcome. Thank you for joining us from the UK. Hope things are going well for you over there. And let's see, T Martinez feels like you're limited due to the killer skill, and that's the thing. That's the meta now, right? Killer skill is the way to go, and I'm not sure that they're gonna change that anytime soon. We have about what I think they switched focus to the killer skill. I think during New Dawn, right? Conley and Deep. So that was about like
Um,
Christmas time.
yes, that was with the with the new dawn.
Mm-hmm.
That's when all the event cards were only buffing the same killer skill, and they gave us new types. Even though they said they were not going to introduce any more types, they actually introduced more types by making the killers
Right.
their own type.
Right.
Um,
So that means basically until the end of this year, until around Christmas time this year, that's the cycle. The cycle for going through all of the killer skills for all of the different affinities is going to take 50 weeks. And so around Christmas time again is when I would expect to see the next set of changes. What the change is going to look like, I don't know just yet. But for now, I think killer skills is going to be the way to go. Let's see. So Vladimir universal keys. I think are you talking about like keys, universal keys for all bosses? Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot as well. Like one of the things I kept thinking about was like, what if they just made the keys, guild boss keys available for all tiers? But I think the problem, if you think about it, is that we already have shared. It's one trophy now for both guild and also solo bosses, and I think that's going to make the difference in the trophy count of guilds that are at the top. All the players are just simply going to have the highest amount of trophy count, just because all they would have to do is wait for the guild Corellian bosses to spawn, and then just continuously tag those bosses. I think it'll be more damaging to the game if they did that. So in a way, like this
Yeah,
is
that's
balanced because of it. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. That was the issue last time. That when we had all those keys, pretty much everybody in my guild had more than 1,000 Corellium keys. I have a free to play alternate account, and I just tagged the Corellium boss, and I didn't kill. I think I killed 4 or 5 levels on the Crusades, and I finished the collection and actually finished. I think it was second or third place in my league,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all just with tagging. So it does, create an unbalance
Mm-hmm.
on that.
I see. Yeah, that so I think that's sort of the imbalance that was introduced last event. So I'm glad I didn't see that. So just some of the new people. We got Queen Mama in the house, so welcome here, and Elias Martinez, welcome to the stream as well. Thank you for joining. And I think Jeffrey, you mentioned that the lag was due to the blind debuff, and I think that was true because the blind also causes just a little bit of a delay, and I think couple that with all of the things that's been in the game, it really did make it much slower. And so me and myself in 1100 with all the waves now having turned 4 bosses, the turn delay card don't help much anymore. Before you can find a turn delay team which allow you to get through every crusade mission. Well, if you are able to get gems every single turn though, like I think turn delays can still be very effective. You just have to find a right setup that will allow you to have the turn delay available for the next wave. And one other thing I wanted to talk about, key farming is actually something that could be done as well. If you focus on the lower level bosses, you can also do this. Like once you encounter a solo boss, like here I'm encountering a solo boss in, what is this, silver. So when you defeat a solo boss, you also get keys back as a reward. And so another thing that I think you might think about is if you're struggling, one thing is, like, this is not for trophy count, this is just for key farming, is you can easily go through the lower level bosses as well. And so you can earn some keys. So let's take a look and see, like, after I defeat this boss here, I should get some keys back as a reward. Right, so you get bonus key crates here, and I think this is where you can also get some of the keys for the crusade itself. Right, so yeah, so you do get the keys back for crusade itself, and because it's really low level, you can earn the 500% overkill, which then allows you to then trade the gifts as well. So there is still the benefits of the low levels, and so if you're struggling, like with the key count, for example, like you're finding yourself using a lot of keys for 3 key attacks, go down to the irons and the silvers and the bronze, where you can go and you can actually get some easy bosses for you to do overkill with, and then you can get the bonus rewards, which then give you more keys. So you should be able to get a better key balance this way. I'm not sure if you guys have used that strategy as well, Colin William Deep, but this is something I meant to talk about last time, but I don't think it came through.
Yes, I one another thing that we can do if you're in a guild that has both top strong players and also weaker, less experienced players, you could trade keys. They're gonna have an overabundance of the wizard keys, which is the crusade key,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna have the Aurelium and the diamond gift keys, and you could trade with them. Have them send you all the uh, um, all the wizard gifts, and you can send them the platinum and the diamond and the Corellium keys. That way, they can tag and also, get more trophies for themselves and contribute to the guild at the same time. That's something that actually way back on Generation Two,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we always used to do.
Right.
Everybody would feed all the gift keys to the higher level players because they were the ones who would be killing the guild bosses, and then everybody would just tag accordingly. And that's what we used to do before. All the lower players would send the keys to the big hitters,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that we can do again today.
Okay, sounds good. There was a question. I think there was a comment from me myself at 1100. So if you're using the 3-star turn delay card, it only it will only turn delay one card. But if you have this card, which I personally don't, I was surprised. I thought I had it. Um, you could actually slow all enemies, right? So this is the a different version of the 3-star turn delay card that allows you to Falcon 35. Thank you for the follow. So you could actually get every turn you can still get turn delay, but it will delay all enemies in the waves. So this is going to be the card, if you have it, that you want to use. It has a higher charge rate though, and unfortunately, Legendary has stopped distributing these cards. There's like no way to get these cards anymore. Like you can never get them in anywhere, any packs or anything like that anymore, because well, apparently it's an exploit. People who have been around from a while ago will know that inside joke. But if you have this Despair Ifrit, there are basically 5 spirit cards in the game that will slow all enemies. So if you have like multiple enemies in a particular wave, you can use them. So the Earth one, they're all like Ifrits of some sort. So I can kind of quickly show you. It's like these are the ones that are the Earth one. For example, this is a 3-star turn delay card that will turn delay for one enemy. But then you have here like I don't think Pyre Ifrit. No, I think it's this is the different one. That's a Seer. The Fire one is I think the Rage. Right? I don't think I have that one either. So Desire Ifrit is the dark one. So this is one that you can also get. So you can slow. So Desire is for dark, and then for I think Disgust. Yeah, Disgust is for earth. Pride is for light, and I don't have the one for water, and I don't have the one for fire. So Rage Ifrit or Avatar Rage. That's the fire one. So the 2 I don't have are for fire and for water, and I don't think I'll ever get them anymore. But in the future, if you need a turn delay card for these commander events, and you happen to have these cards, you'll be able to do a delay there. So just some information there. I don't have the water one, so I can't really show you, but it is something to it is something that you could use. And so Angel One, I love you got all but water. If I want to pull them up, yeah. So I show them here already. So hopefully people will know. So let's see. And Prozac, the small bosses are the easiest ways to complete your seasonal quest as well. So let's take a look at the seasonal quest. I think this is another thing we thought about. So, seasonal events, seasonal rewards this event. Let me rephrase my wording because basically made no sense. The rewards for this season. What are your thoughts, Con Willing Deep?
Well, I really don't see much difference between them. We're not gonna get that MasterCard, that Gen 2 MasterCard that we were getting before, but nobody really uses them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we get a main event hero this time. But I mean, there's really nothing that's really gonna make much of a difference. I do like that they moved the shiny card lower, so now it's gonna be easier to get. With my free-to-play alternate account, the most I could get was the 10,000 mark, and the shiny card used to be at the 13,000 level, so I was never able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a little bit more within reach. We could get better rewards, but I think it's comparable to what we had before.
Okay. I think that is a very good point here. So compared to previous seasons, the shiny Master Collection cards used to be at at the 13,000 mark, and so this makes it a lot more achievable. And I will be honest, I barely made the 6.2 thousand mark last season. And so I think that is sort of the target goal for me, and that means I'll be able to get my shiny conscience this time as well. And it's not a bad card. You can use that card with the support card also, so I think it works hand in hand. And so that's a good point there. So I think overall it might feel like things aren't as good, but if you just kind of look at sort of like when you can actually objectively achieve something, I think that's a good point there. So 6.2 is a good sort of like a good middle ground for people who are casual players to be able to to aim for. So I think a lot of people have commented like, it just doesn't feel like there's any incentive to play, and I think with the change in the structure based on what you just said, I think it's good incentive to play just enough, play just enough
Yeah.
to get what you need, and that's good enough there.
Also, we have to remember on the last collection they gave us both of the Gen 2 Legends. So I mean that's not really helpful
Mm-hmm.
to most of us,
Right. Yeah. So I think this time around it's a little bit better. Ooh, we somebody took it out for me. Thank you, Heavy K. So that helps a little bit. So like I can at least contribute to the diamond. Let's see. I don't I have some Corellium keys, but I don't think any of us are really. I don't think anybody in our guild right now are have the teams. I'm not sure any of us will be able to take it out. I could do the platinum. I have the right team here, so I can do the platinum one. So I'm gonna keep reading the chat here as we go through. Anybody have any questions for Colin Deep here while we're on? And we got people saying hi to you. And I think I wanted to say hi Isaac as well. So thanks for joining the stream. And so for those of you who have been watching here for a while, you know that I used to bring some people on from the time to time. And I've been meaning to bring Colin William Deep on for a while now, but it just didn't quite work out. And so I'm glad that I was able to bring him this time. If there's anybody, if there's anybody who feels like there's somebody I should include as well, let me know. I think that in one of the things I've always enjoyed doing is just including and incorporating the community as well, and to help people sort of like learn about some of the other things that they may not know about. And so in the past I've had baby ducks, and I've had Kenny Floss on, and I even had one of the original guys, Earl Winterbottom, who no longer plays unfortunately, but he was also on. So I did like some interview sessions, but I
So
think
you
it's
can't
fun.
forget about Sniper Weight. You also had Sniper.
I did have Sniper Wee, and for those of you who remember, I had NTM on, and like I had him on a few times actually, and also I also had oh my gosh, what was his name? I had one of the guys. Oh my gosh, the name escapes me. This is, I swear, like this is the whole getting old thing. um, anyways, yeah. So I had quite a few people on, and I think somebody voted for Fiery Radi Altera. So I've been thinking about this a lot as well. The guy always wants me to howl, so I think he can do that for me. And I'm always wondering how it's going to be like, because he is the self-proclaimed The Rock on the chat, and I wonder if he's going to be able to come on and talk like Dwayne Johnson. That would be fun, right? And
Something tells me that he would. He would be able to.
either that or he's just gonna play a bunch of recordings. Like it's just gonna be me talking, and then like when he responds, it's just gonna be a bunch of recorded audio of The Rock from something. Like I bet you that's what it's gonna be like. It's going to be all wrestling. It's just gonna be nothing but wrestling discussions for sure. I think it'll be fun. I mean, like he's also one of the top. I think he's number one right now. And Cumberland Deep, actually, yeah, you're I think you say you're ranked number 5 right now in the network app chats.
Correct. I've been number 5 for a while, waiting for somebody to, get me off the top 10.
Yeah. So definitely lots of help there. Hey, there's a question for you from Robert Kellogg. What is your favorite part of the game and why?
I think Guild Wars is my favorite part. Um, the reason why is because it's just a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a challenge to make a defender team. Um, I love making trap teams, and that's what my main specialty is in Guild Wars.
Trap
There's
teams,
really
yes.
nothing more enjoyable than having 3, 4 players attack my team and get 0 kills. I think one time I had 11 players attack my team. Oh, I think it was nine. Nine players attack my team and get 0 kills. Um, so that's the part that I enjoy most of the game. Also, deck building. I like deck building and helping my guildmates or anybody that needs help.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing more satisfying than um, suggesting somebody a team and having them tell you that, oh, that made a big difference. This is just what I needed.
Right.
That's something that I find very satisfying.
That's good. That's awesome. So guild versus guild, I will admit, is just not a mode that I am as vested in or good at, really. There are definitely people who have much better sense of guild versus guild than I do, and so I am very boring. I basically choose the same attack teams, and I go with, and I'm not as good against like the multi affinity teams, and I definitely don't build the trap teams like you do. And I definitely saw that you've had some wisps, and then you could really trap some of the lower tier players, and they end up falling for it. And I have fallen for a couple of the traps myself, but let's just take a look. So we've got Moon here, and we have a 60.2 thousand defender. I mean, like, it's just, I think I'll be able to take this team on. I think if I can pass the first one, I think it's okay for the rest of them. But it really is unfortunate that it's come to the point where the defenders are just so easy to take out now because of the attack team. And there's another question that was, I think there was another question for you. And any idea what the Relics skin is in the rewards? I actually haven't looked into that. There are skin relics now? Relics for skins? Oh my gosh. Skins for relics?
They're not calling it a skin, but that's basically what it is.
Okay, so it's basically a relic that looks different. The same relic?
Yeah.
With skin?
Mm-hmm.
That's not interesting. See, I think skinning a character, like providing skins for a character and putting legendary skin, things like that, what makes it interesting to me is if they offer some additional boost in some little boost like here and there, just to make it not just look different but actually have something a little bit unique, something that adds to the character. I think that's what makes it more desirable. But just coming with the skin, and I think the skins that they chose for the first few sessions, they are the greatest units that I don't think people really like them. And so I think that there's still improvements, I think, but it doesn't quite entice me. Like I'm not really the type that would say, oh yeah, there's a new skin, I'm gonna go all out for it.
Skins do not make sense for this game except for wardens. Right. Those are the only cards that should have skins, because that's the only card that you can display so that other people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, if the team you were attacking had cool different skins, that's something that you could see. That's something that you could appreciate, that this player has this weird looking skin,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, skins
because
for wardens.
Otherwise, and no one's gonna see them. No one's ever gonna see them. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense to have them.
Okay, so here is make or break time for me. I messed this up. I should have used my cards in a different order. So here is the make and break time for me. Oh my gosh, there you go. Ah, no. See, it was too slow. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Okay, that was fine. Sorry to interrupt you. I was in the middle of thinking about my next moves here, and I realized that I have made a slight mistake. But Jester, Lipidum skins. Oh shoot!
I think everybody wants that.
I got hit by. I didn't think about that. I just got hit by Toxin. Looks like it's gonna be a four wave win for me here. So yeah, I think Lipidum. Yeah, let's have a hashtag for that. Yeah. Oh, I still did it. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's insane. I didn't even have a full board of gems. I was still able to get the last kill. And here you go. I haven't done a guild versus guild fight live in a very long time. So there you go, guys. I did my GVG, and I think you had a guildmate. Jeffrey L, is he in your guild? Don't give our trade secrets away. So let's see. T Martinez, using the yokai deck since